Howdy, 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 everybody. Teresa here with the critters. I know I haven't made a video in a while, and I feel like I kind of owe you guys. Yes, look at the lovely skunk stripe going. But I know every day I got to do that, right? Every time I'm on a video, I'm like, gotta go. Anyway, I know I haven't made a video in a while, and I feel like I kind of owe you guys an explanation, and as much as I'm willing to say. But you guys know that Brad and I have been married a really long time. It'll be 33 years next month. But we've certainly had our tough times. And this is one of them. And we've decided basically because we're not going to fight anymore. Because we'll just destroy each other, right? So, oh my goodness, this little girl has to be up here with me all the time now. Don't you, Jelly Belly? Yes, she's very upset. She loves her mama, don't you? Don't you? You love me? She is such a little doll, aren't you? Anyway, been a lot of turmoil, a lot of unresolved, a lot of unresolved conflict. And so we're going to just work on being friends. And at some point in time, we probably will divorce. Not right now, but it's hard because I have always taken care of everybody else. I'm the nurturer. And having to maybe nurture myself for a change. It's really hard. 57 years old. I'm not in the greatest of health myself, and I'm not sure really what to do. Kind of working out all that logistics, and I have my dogs and my cat, and we're both very attached to all these guys, and if we can, we'd like to share the house. Um, you know, and I'm not gonna get on here and bash him, and he's not gonna get on here and bash me. We still love each other, and we still want to be best friends. And it's hard because we both came into this relationship very damaged people, more damaged than we even realized. We both have had some things happen in our childhood and our young adulthood that really, really never got resolved before we even met each other. And, that baggage and stuff really can do a lot of harm. And we've always kind of just swept everything under the rug and then not talked about it and to keep the peace. And then at some point in time, the rug gets so heaping full of stuff, you start tripping on it. So he's a wonderful person. I'm a wonderful person. Maybe we've just kind of outgrown that part of the relationship. Relationships always go through a lot of changes, a lot of ebb and flow. He's working really hard on gaining back what he can physically, as far as he's walking so much better, and working hard on that. I'm working hard on mine. I said no to the pulmonologist, and they wanted to do more tests there because they sense restriction. Well, yeah, I could have told them, of course you sense restriction. You gave me a breathing treatment. But also, I have had asthma for well over 20 years. And, I know, baby. I know. Oh, my goodness. And, I have not been taking my asthma medication as I should because, it's like $25 a month. And I know it's not the end of the world, but, I just wanted to save a little bit of money. I thought maybe my Advair wasn't that important. And Haven't been taking breathing treatments either because I have such bad edema in my legs. It's called the leaking leg. Lovely. And so usually I try not to take my Lasix, my furosemide, because it's such a high dose, and that's hard on your kidneys. So I only take it if I'm really struggling to breathe a lot. And so I don't know if I can't tell you if it's asthma or if it's the edema, pulmonary edema. And we're new to this area, so we're not used to all of the allergens. So anyway, I told him no on the pulmonologist for now. Like, let's wait a month and then have them repeat the breathing test, and we'll see how I do. Have to kiss his puppy lots. And then, I know I love you so much. And then, they wanted to do a CAT scan of my pelvic area and my abdomen. They're trying to figure out where all the edema is coming from because test results showed, according to my doctor, that it's not my heart and it's not my kidneys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so I agreed to go ahead and do that. And that's my stat on that. Brad hasn't been able to go to physical therapy the last few times because we spent all last week just kind of hashing stuff out, doing hours and hours and hours of talking. And then I would have a hard time at night, so he would come in and we would talk some. And so, and then he took a he took a hard fall last night in the kitchen. He was, I don't even remember what he was getting ready to do, but he was sitting on his rollator like he does, and all of a sudden the wheel snapped off, the back rear right wheel, if you were behind the rollator, and he went down hard. He had a really nasty, like, road rash against it, across his back, higher up. I know he hit the corner of his face because he has a mark right there from his glasses, I believe. And then this morning he wakes up and he goes to grab his glasses. Now he is legally blind without his glasses, and the lens popped out, and he's still in his bedroom looking for this lens. Um, Hopefully he finds it. I went in and looked for a bit. I'm feeling a little overwhelmed these days. I could use everybody's prayers. I'm feeling very overwhelmed, very lost, not sure what to do at my age. You know, will I be able to get employment? Will I not? Will I be able to stay living here? Or will I find that I need to get a place? And even if I do, I don't want to not have my puppies and cat. And I would have to at least take this one. She is so attached. You know, we haven't had her that long. She likes Brad a lot, but she loves me. I mean, she's the little sweetheart, aren't you? See, I'm playing more and more. I'm just letting my own little personality out. Last night, Brad had made chicken wings. We got done with dinner, and I'm on that Ozempic. Brad went on it first, and it's a new insulin type pen. I don't think it's actually insulin, but it also they use it because they've had a lot of good luck with people losing weight with it. So, of course, then I wanted to try it. And I didn't have as bad of a reaction as Brad did. I had just a little bit of an upset stomach the first time I took it. You only take it once a week. And so I haven't been eating a whole lot. So anyway, Brad made chicken wings. I had a couple left on my plate. And he accidentally dropped the plate. And this dog grabbed a drumette so fast. And, and she didn't want to let go of it. I'm trying to get it out of her mouth. And she did her little baby growl. It just makes me laugh. I'll tell you, okay, the situation next door is we love our next door neighbor. He does our yard and everything. We pay him, you know. But what he doesn't, we don't pay him for is bringing back our garbage can all the time, which he always does. And I'll see him outside. I tell him just kind of hit and miss our lawn as you could have time. Maybe he has time to just mow or something. And then a few days later, he'll, do the edging. And so he's out there. He's so careful with our skirting that he has this weed barrier spray. So he sprays all around there and stuff. And, I'll see him out there. But his girlfriend's daughter has kids, like I think 7 of them. Anyway, one of the oldest boys was coming. They lived there part time. Was coming down the back steps to take out the trash. Jellybean's outside. I have her on a leash. She lets out one bark. This kid throws down the bag of trash like he's been shot and goes running back up the stairs like he was just terrified. So then she lets out a couple more barks. He said she's strutting around the backyard like she's just the Lion King of the neighborhood now. She will give an ucky face to Charlie, and then she'll turn around and if you say something to her, then she just stops and she looks at you like, "Wasn't doing anything." And I mean, here she is. It's such a size difference between them because, his head is bigger than her whole body, and she bosses him around. Charlie's used to it. Everybody bosses him around. The cat doesn't mind her. The cat will sleep with her. Nixie is like a mother hen always. She's always usually right here where Jelly is, and always checking her. Oh, and let me tell you this, okay? The other day we're getting ready to leave, right? Because I have the doctor's appointment, and we do go with each other to, if the other person wants us to like a general checkup or whatever, because we're still going to be each other's uh, primary spokesperson, whatever you want to say it is, in case, like, if I were in a coma or something, I would have to tell them, because I'm afraid if I had my children, honestly, if I had my children be that, they probably would pull the plug when I got a hiccup. So I don't want to have that happen. So anyway, so we're getting ready to leave. I put Miss Jelly in her kennel that we bought her. Remember this, Jelly? Are you not going to talk about this now? She's like, I'm not talking about it, Mom. Are you not going to talk about it? Here, let's turn this on. There you go. Let's shine a little up. Because you're awful dark. Hey, look. Everybody can see your beautiful face now. See how beautiful you are now? Oh, you're so beautiful. Oh, you're so beautiful. Oh, I know. See, I needed a good home like this. I just love my mom. But anyway, because she was supposed to be crate trained, right? Well, she might have been, but she's not here. She only ever slept one night in there, and I caved. I put her in this, and it was like wrestling a 500-pound tiger to get this. Oh, here, let me have my necklace back, girlfriend. I know, there you go. To get her in this, because she was on the bed feeling all playful. I don't even know how she do. I didn't even say the word. I didn't even touch it. And I'm like, come on, it's time to go. And she starts, like I said, flopping on her back. I try to get her, and she's like just nibbling at my fingers, and she's just like trying to be so tough. Finally, I get her in the kennel, and I'm like exhausted at this point in time. I come out to the kitchen. Brad says he hears this very low, pathetic howl. And then she starts crying. And he turned around and, and I'm like, you're not going to be able to handle it. And he's like, no. He turns around and what does this tough guy do? He goes to let this one out of her kennel. And we're both just like, okay, we'll just clean up whatever mess she might make. Because she was so pathetic. So she would turn around in circles, and then she would see Brad, and she'd put a paw up against the cage like, save me! And then she'd get down, and she'd turn around again, and she has his number too. He let her out. Huh? Did Dad let you out of that evil kennel? that we might as well fold up now? Because you're not gonna, I know you're not gonna use it, are you? Hey, you're not gonna use that kennel, are you? Hey, Fooey on the kennel. I think her previous owner used put her in a crate with um the puppies because she smelled so bad when we got her, and she was matted and stuff. And the first time I put her in her crate, and dogs normally won't do this, she squatted and peed. And I think she was used to living in her own waste. So now, and we've been being so excellent about not making a mess in the house, right? She's been excellent about it. Been a good girl, huh? I know. Been a good girl. So, that's what's going on there. I've been trying to keep busier with doing some painting, and doing, if you're friends with me on Facebook, you've seen the latest painting, and I did keep that one, that kaleidoscope under the sea. Actually, I have it up on my wall, and I really like it. I know I never like my work. Next one I'm going to do is the same size, but it's going to have start with black, and then I'm going to use some very bright colors. It's not going to probably be under the sea. I'm not sure yet. I was thinking more kind of like a spacey type. But it's just good to get out the energies. Um, I've almost got Brad's grandma. We just call it grandma because I love that woman to death too. Almost got that diamond painting done. It had still been looming half, but I'll have to show you next time I get on here because I have them stacked up and back. I loom until I can't with the arm situation. Oh, I know. I love you, baby. You're such a nice little puppy. I never dreamed when adopting a dog, and she's 6 years old, that I would be adopting an animal that needed me so much. Because she gets very panicky if she doesn't know where I am, and if I'm not holding her constantly like now. But and also I decided it would be good use to get out some energies, whether they're negative or positive. And I have that heavy duty exercise bike I bought, and I have some resistance bands, but I'm really scared to use them because years ago I was using some holy bands, and I had bought them down at like I think Goodwill, and I didn't know anything about it, and I didn't really check the cords, and I had used it a few times before. I had my weightlifting gloves on, and I hooked it. We had a large round pole um, for the weight bearing wall in our bedroom in Barnett, Wyoming. And I did a really long pole because I was working my arm, and it snapped. And even though I had workout gloves on, Brad took me to the hospital because I had to have stitches. So I've been kind of scared since then, but I've been reading a lot about it, and they say, always check your bands and make sure they're not old or anything and replace them often. So I got some resistance bands. They go up to 150 pounds. That'd be great to work out my legs and do some ab work. And then I love weightlifting, and I've always been afraid to talk about it very much because, um, a lot, especially if you're a woman, and you say you love to lift weights, the first thing people think of is, oh my God, she must just be one of these big, buff looking women that look like they've had so many steroids and stuff. And no, I was just very toned. But I just like the physicality of it. I like the way the weights feel. I like, especially like if you're doing butterflies and you're clanking those weights together, or the one arm rolls and stuff. It just feels good. So I found on clearance at Walmart, um, on their website, they had the dumbbells with the weights. It goes up to like 44 pounds, which is plenty just for me to start out with. And then it has a curling bar with it and a collar. So it was a great price. I think it was $65. So have all that coming. I want to learn more about meditation and yoga. I can't control a lot of what's going on around me right now, but what I can control is my attitude, which I've been having to really work on, and what I do for myself. And that's what I'm trying to do, is do for myself. I've been in a lot of extreme, extreme pain lately because of the shoulders and the arms. I don't know if anybody else goes through this. Tell me, is my arms like, it's like somebody would grab a hold of your muscle and squeeze super hard. It's like a Charlie horse, but it almost could be a drug reaction to the Cymbalts I take. I hope not, because I don't want to have to switch antidepressants right now, but I might have to. Um, so working on that. I want to do some PT here at home. I've been looking at some videos of that. Now with the leaking legs, which just is so annoying, y'all. And I'm just gonna put this on out here because you guys know I don't really ever sugarcoat anything. I might not tell you the most personal of things, but some stuff. My legs leak so much, especially my right one, and they have done ultrasounds and X-rays and everything. And years ago, oh well over 20 years ago, when it was first starting to really swell. So, and I have a family history of phlebitis. So that's been a problem with my leg leaking because around the house, and this is going to sound, I'm sorry if it's TMI, but around the house, I will use a sanitary napkin and tape it around my leg. So I have something to absorb the immense amount of fluid escaping, you know. But it's a problem if you're leaving the house because you can't obviously, or you shouldn't, wear maxi pads on your ankle. Because I'm on fashion tape at home, y'all. You know this because it works. So it's cheap and it works. I've tried bandages, and even the ones that are waterproof. Well, it just builds up to there's just so much of it. So I did order some of the self-adhering compression tape, and I did order some of the wound care, the dry wound care, and see how that works. Because y'all, I can't leave the house hardly. I mean, I can't wear the maxi pad. See, I'm a dog whisperer, and she just falls asleep. But anyway, I can't wear a maxi pad out in public. The other day, let me tell you this whole story. See, I don't talk to you guys for a while, and then I got a million things to tell y'all. Hey, Brad. Oh, he's in the bedroom. He might not hear me. Never mind. It was Saturday morning. We decided we wanted to go to IHOP here in Rocky Mount. Yes, you see me. You hear me roll my eyes now, don't you? I know, baby girl. I love you too. All the dogs, cats, and babies love the chest because it's like a pillow. But anyway, just don't. That's one reviewer said too. Just don't. You might want to go there, but just don't. Horrible. We should have left. Oh, I know, but I gotta put you down for a little bit, okay? I know, it's just breaking your heart. You're gonna be okay. Come lay down here on that blanket mommy got out for you. Come on. Come in. Come in. Come on. There you go. Lay down, okay? Yeah. Okay, lay right there. Usually she'll lay at my feet if I have a blanket out for her, which I do. Anyway, isn't that hair lovely? Just let's not even look at it. Don't even look at it now, okay? Y'all my friends, and I missed you. Thank you, Leanne, Kathy, and Carol for having been there for me this week. Y'all have been some lifesavers. You guys know I've been going through some stuff. And you guys have been reaching out. A few other people have been reaching out. Basically like, hey, where's your video? What's going on? So anyway, I have some coffee. I haven't had it yet. IHOP. we both were really wanting some waffles. We could make them, yeah. We don't know where our waffle makers are right now, but we could bake some. And it's like a big treat because that's something we just normally don't eat, right? Well, since I've been on that new Ozempic, let me back that up. I was on Novolog and it was on Trigeo. Now, Trigeo, I maxed out on 80 units twice a day of the injection pen. That's my long acting. My fast acting insulin is the Novolog, and that's on a sliding scale according to what my blood glucose readings are. So, because I wanted to be on the Ozempic, then she was like, okay, the first 3 days go ahead and take the Novolog, and then after that, don't. Well, I've been having to be kind of careful because I've been hovering right at like 100. 120 is really high for me right now. I'll go down to like 79, which is still, it's not in a crucial danger zone, but I probably don't want to mess around I probably don't want to wait a couple more hours before I eat. Brad's numbers have been coming down really well too. His doctor's pleased with his progress, and mine is pleased as well with mine. So we have the same primary care. Neat gal. Anyway, so my blood glucose that morning was 79. So I knew that I could get away with having a few more carbs that morning. We really been wanting to go to IHOP like the fools we are. So I hurry up and get dressed. We went. I didn't even put on any makeup or anything when we left the house. So we left. We get there. It's Saturday. We figure they're going to be busy. They tell us it's going to be about a 15-20 minute wait. Okay, well, not the end of the world. So, whole lobby is packed and stuff, and at least here in this state, most businesses have a sign that says, if you've been vaccinated by COVID, you have the option whether or not you want to wear a mask. Most people in there weren't wearing a mask. Some were. Maybe it was half. But, they don't ask you to supply proof if you've been vaccinated or not, which is kind of crazy to me. My point was that lobby was so packed and stuff, there was no social distancing. Then I think it was 45 minutes later, we finally got seated. We watched the guy at the register be very rude to a bunch of people. And knowing that maybe he was just overwhelmed. So, against our better judgment, we politely waited, and then we got seated. Waitress was not friendly at all. Again, I thought maybe she was just frustrated. She looked like she was pretty young. Maybe this was her first job. I didn't know. So we order our stuff. They bring it out. And we both ordered the breakfast sampler. Except for I wanted to substitute waffles instead of pancakes because I'm not a pancake fan. And so they bring it out. And of course, you can only have one pancake or else they'll charge you. She said they'll charge us $1.99 if we want to. I'm like, no, one's fine. Bring Brad out. He was on the same kind of breakfast, but he was having pancakes. All that she said was, I'll be back in a minute. We're waiting. Our food's getting cold. And so finally we start eating, and then our waitress finally reappears, and Brad's like, we're supposed to get pancakes, and she's like, well, yeah, they're making them. Well, how would we know? You didn't say anything to us, a consumer, about they were making pancakes. My waffle was stone cold. Brad said, well, what about syrup? Fool, don't be asking that girl about any syrup, because, that is not allowed, I don't think.